Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
इसको नहीं बार-बार देखिएगा, उधर देखिए कैमरे की तरफ. Hello people, welcome back to Food Glam Life. Today I have not one of, the most important person in my life right here next to me. And this is Mama Zubairi. This is my Ammi. And the purpose of having Ammi here today is to show you guys how you can do makeup on mature skin. Ammi, आप फिर अपने आप को देख रही हो अंदर. अम्मी अपना नाम बताए ना थोड़ा सा अपने अपने बारे में हमें कुछ
ये गड़बड़ मत करो.
थोड़ा सा तो बता दें.
My name is Nilofer Zubairi.
Okay.
You are my youngest daughter.
Exactly. Gee, I am the youngest, so I'm
I'm a
Ammi's.
makeup artist.
I'm Ammi's baby, है ना अम्मी?
Yeah.
आप फिर देख रही हो माँ. बंद कर दूंगी उसको. So अम्मी आपको नींद आ रही थी इस वक्त?
Yes.
इसलिए अम्मी's eyes are half asleep. लेकिन I have a flight out tomorrow or day after, and I'm not going to get time to film any other video. And since I already had my makeup done, I couldn't do any try-ons or tutorials. तो मैंने कहा कि अम्मी के ऊपर tutorial कर देते हैं, because this is something that's very useful, right? अम्मी आपको किस type का makeup पसंद है? थोड़ा सा बताएं. What do you like?
Light makeup.
What does light makeup mean?
Not too much thopa.
वैसे my अम्मी माशाल्लाह is so beautiful as it is. She never really wears any makeup. I think मुझे आपसे ये हुआ है कि she has very sensitive eyes as well. But माशाल्लाह से अम्मी's skin is very nice. And yeah, she doesn't really need any makeup. लेकिन just for fun, and because when she does put on makeup, or when I put on her makeup, she looks really nice. अभी हम देखते हैं आपको 10 years younger कैसे बनाते हैं.
Okay, I'll see.
And the first step what we're going to do is give Ammi a lot of moisturization, because that's one thing in mature skin that generally tends to happen is dryness bahut ho jati hai. A lot of times people aren't very well hydrated. Winters maybe you have to remember to hydrate and moisturize. So let's start with that. I'm going to be starting with this Clinique Moisture Surge 72-hour Hydrator. I'm going to take a little bit on my fingers and then just go all over her face, because that's basically she's dry all over. So this, you have to remember, that's step number 1. Ammi does not do any skincare routine or anything. ये अपनी natural beauty पे कुछ ज़्यादा ही अरसे से reliant, dependent हो गई हैं, इसलिए कोई इतना अपना ख्याल नहीं रखती हैं. ठीक है, देखें, अगर आप देखें अम्मी, आपकी सिर्फ moisturizer लगाने से आपकी skin कितनी immediately fresh और
You can give me this moisturizer.
Yes, you have such a good moisturizer, Ammi. आप use ही नहीं करते. Then once we've put the moisturizer on, then we need to continue with prepping her skin. And again, primer is great because इस age पे जाके, you start getting wrinkles, your pores start showing a little more. So it's nicer to have that canvas a little bit smoother for the foundation to go onto it. For this, I will be using another hydrating kind of primer that has a good slip to it. I'm going to use the Ordinary's High Spreadability Fluid Primer. And I'm just going to apply that through her face. And I'm just going to use this brush. And for the rest of it, I'm just going to sort of push it into outwards to the rest of her skin. And add a little bit more, just that much more. And then I'm just going to like rub it between my fingers just to warm it up a bit. And into the center of her face is where I want to focus it. So this will give us a better canvas for the foundation to go on. So I like the Focallure foundation for myself, and I usually use number 4. But for her, I don't really have her color, so I'm going to do a mixture of shades 1 and 2. I don't know if you can see that, but this is 1 and 2. 1 is called Alabaster and 2 is called Porcelain. Porcelain thoda sa dark hai or Alabaster thoda sa light hai. So I'm just going to use my finger to mix it up on the back of my hand and dot it all over her face. Like she said, she doesn't want very, very heavy makeup. We don't want to, emphasize too many pores. All we want to do is to give the skin like one skin tone. Taki ye jo agar kahin hyperpigmentation hai, kahin redness hai, all of that, we want to cover that up. So I'm going to use a wet beauty blender. And I'm going to go in. And now you'll notice, because mature skin may, again, deeper fine lines hoti hain, you might need to even pull a bit and sort of push your product into where you need it to go. So it's different from the way we work with our skins. And I'm using a pushing way method as well as a sort of rolling method as well. And the entire time I want her face to look, again, very hydrated, very illuminated. So now I'm going to go in for a second round, especially more in the center of her face. And then, you know, the places that I missed. She needs more coverage on the chin. And then I'm going to use the backside of the Beauty Blender where it's still wet but doesn't have product and bounce that in. Just so that it has a more natural look. I didn't go down the neck yet, so I'm going to do that right now. Go towards the hairline and the ear. And that's where I get to use the excess product. So now that the base is done, now we're going to go into concealer. So for concealer, we're going to do a combination. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape in Light Sand and then the Focallure Concealer in number 2 Light Cream. And because one is more yellow, one's more pink, I'm just going to do a mixture and go into her triangle of light, as they say. But I'm not going to really over conceal the way we do to highlight. I'm just going to really stick to her under eye area and just those places that just need highlighting. Sorry, concealing. We'll go over this laugh line over here as well. Try to make a little bit of the product like go further versus using too much product. So this part of the nose I really want to get inside because she has deep laugh lines here as well. And then we're going to go into the eyes. Then we use whatever's left over and go on the lid. And this, again, obviously this is not like everyday kind of makeup. This is something that, you know, if you're going out somewhere nice, you want to get your mom dressed up. The steps are basically the same as ours, but the technique is a little different. As you can see, I'm pulling upwards and then I'm pushing the product. You don't want to drag it. You just want to be very gentle around this area because there's going to be a lot of creasing that you really get it in there. Okay, so now she looks like a white canvas. We're going to put some color back into it. लेकिन उससे पहले हम क्या करेंगे कि we're going to make sure that we set all of this. And as you can see, I'm going over again and again with the blender just to like make sure that everything is very seamlessly blended in. I don't want to have harsh lines. I don't want to have product gathered up anywhere. And that is something that's very possible. Okay, so before we move on to the bronzer and things like that, we want to make sure we set everything. So first I'm going to take this NYX HD finishing powder. This is the translucent one. And I'm going to just put this under her eyes, just to set the concealer. For the rest of the face, I'm just going to use the Maybelline Fit Me setting powder, and I'm just going to go very lightly over the face. I'm not caking on powder and any of that. I'm just doing it to set all of this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffuse Light. And what this does, it gives you a very nice illuminated look, illuminated from within. So I'm just going to go down the center of her face. It's this area where I want it to look bright. So again, we're back at being very light, but now it's bronzer time because we've set her face now. We want to bring some color back into it. अक्सर हमारी ये concept नहीं होता, खास तौर से अम्मी की उम्र की ख़वातीन में, कि आपको थोड़ा सा कलर जो है वापस ब्राउन भी लाना चाहिए because अब आपने पूरा देख रही हैं, पूरी वो बन गई हैं, घोस्ट लग रही हैं इस वक्त. Yeah, but this is not where you leave it, right? This is why bronzer is so important, and we're not going to do contouring because at this age it doesn't really look nice. Bronzer fulfills our purpose of bringing in color, making them look revived, refreshed, healthy. अब आप इस तरफ टर्न करें तो मैं थोड़ा सा बताऊं कि इसको bronzer हम डालेंगे कहाँ से. आप अपनी cheek second करेंगे. अब contouring करने के लिए usually हम यूँ करते हैं, but at least आपको ये थोड़ा सा पता चलता है. With bronzer, what you need to do is you're coming from the top and then you go like this. You're going in a 3 वाला shape. E या 3, ulta 3. ठीक है? So I'm going to go like this, and I'm very lightly just dusting it in. लेकिन अब you'll see कि वो depth or dimension जो है that starts coming. And then I'm also like sort of sweeping it over her face. Just generally I want to give her face color. I'm using the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. You can use any bronzer you want, and obviously it has to match the skin tone. If the person that you're doing the makeup on is a lot darker than her, then this one might not work. You might need to go with a bronzer that's slightly darker. So but the technique is this, you know, you go into this 3 shape. 3 इस तरफ हो गया, E उस तरफ हो गया, right? And you can see I'm very like, you know, you do it into the hairline, लेकिन I'm being very generous with it. I'm gonna go like that. वो जो बिल्कुल stark whiteness था वो अब चला गया. So अब ये है कि आपका center of the face is highlighted and then you have color. You know, ये नहीं है कि your skin color is not changing. उस तरह से तटा नहीं कर रहे. And then the second step, what really looks nice, especially with a person like Ammi with her sort of skin, is to go in with blush. So again, I'm using the Focallure one. I like it because I think this shade will look really nice on her. It's called Coral, and नहीं, Ammi blush के लिए आप मुस्कुराएं, ठीक है? This is, you see her apples of the cheeks are still very prominent, and just look at the hand motion that I'm using. It's very light. I'm not going hard, okay? Again, we want to keep that light hand, and then I'm sweeping it up. And again, I don't care. I'm going over the nose like this, the center of the face. What is that doing? It's giving her overall face like a healthy, happy look. I'm holding the brush right at the bottom of the barrel. और बहुत ही मैं हल्के, अम्मी आपको feel भी नहीं हो रहा होगा, है ना? बहुत हल्के हाथ से, I'm just going like that. And then whatever is left over, I'm just going to sort of, I don't want to make her whole face pink, लेकिन वो यही है कि जो भी लेफ्ट ओवर है उसके साथ. एंड इफ यू फील लाइक ओ यहाँ बहुत ज्यादा हो गया, इसमें तो इतना पिक नहीं हो रहा, लेकिन अगर मुझे लग रहा है कि अच्छा मैंने यहाँ शायद थोड़ा सा डाल दिया है ज्यादा, you can go in with the same brush that I put the face powder with and then just go over. And this is something we can do for ourselves as well. At this stage, again, क्योंकि आपने powders वगैरह अंदर डाल दिए, we're going to go in with some setting spray. This is again a hydrating luminous setting spray. This is the one by Tarte. ये काफी expensive types है, लेकिन you can use any other hydrating setting spray. हम यहाँ के बंद करें. Smells really pleasant. And then this is the same trick that I do on myself that I would recommend, is because I also have dry skin, is to just take the beauty blender, the same damp beauty blender, and after the setting spray, just go over and again push all the product in. And this will help the setting spray sort of melt the product and the powder into your skin. So वो actually लगता है कि आपकी skin का ही हिस्सा है versus, you know, just powder sitting on your face. Up next, what we're going to do is go into brows. Going to use a spoolie. पहले आप इनको ऊपर की तरफ brush up करें. अब obviously we don't need very carved out brows. Our mothers don't really want something like that. Over time यहाँ के बाल कम होने लगते हैं generally. So it's a good idea to use brow pencil, brow product. अभी I'm just using a pomade. I'm using the NYX Tame and Frame. And the way I'm going to go about it is I'm going to use a very small strokes. And with those same strokes, if you can see, I'm going to follow her natural shape. So it's going to look just more filled in and darker, लेकिन मैं कोई new shape नहीं बना रही. I mean, she still has like a decent shape. कुछ लोगों की तो बिल्कुल नहीं होती हैं. So in that case, you do have to do that. You have to create an entire eyebrow. लेकिन in this case, I can just stay very, very close to her natural brows. Okay. So when you do an eyebrow, immediately, देखें हमें immediately जैसे होता है कि आपकी youthfulness आ जाती है, right? Because fuller, darker brows signify youth. So we're going to go into the other one, and then once I'm done, then I'm going to see and see कि मुझे इनको कितना balance करना है, क्या करना है. You know, I know Ami would want brows that look natural, not like इन्होंने brows बनाई नहीं है. Ami has never even plucked or threaded her brows. अब ये देखिए, कभी ये होता है कि scraggly बाल भी आ जाते हैं जो खड़े हुए होते हैं, तो उस चीज के लिए you need to use a good brow gel. तो जैसे एक इनका यहाँ brow खड़ा हो रहा है, इसको I'm just going to use this brow gel to kind of बिठाने के लिए. So like if I want, I could just take an eyeshadow like a dark brown or something and then just go in and like जहाँ मुझे लग रहा है कि थोड़ा सा और sparse areas हैं, अगर ज़रूरत है, I could just go and fill in like that. Alright, so her brows are done. Her face is more or less done for now. Now we're going to move on to the eyes. And we're going to assume Kay, has some, maybe a wedding to go to, an event to go to. What I would suggest is that with someone her age or, with mature skin, is to stick to neutral shades, stick to browns, and maybe more cool tones, grays, etc. Black, I guess you would use just for accenting, not too much. Colors, maybe we want to stay away from those. So what we're going to do, we're going to go in with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. This one, because it has a great variety of browns, we're going to start off with this. Okay, so I'm just going to take a regular blending brush and I'm going to start with a nice transitioning shade. I'm going to start, again, I'm going to pull up her eye, and first, यहाँ थोड़ी सी creasing अगर हुई भी है. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and set her eye with the powder as well. And powder कहीं stick ना करे. Because again, we don't want a very highly pigmented look. We just want something that enhances her natural eyes and beauty. So again, we're going to go in with this transition shade, and in the same way that I want to make sure that her colors are a lot more blown out. यानी कि ज़्यादा faded हो, ज़्यादा blended हो. You see इनकी transition शुरू होती है. So we're going in. So for transition, I'm using this shade up here and this shade here. So I'm just going to mixing them. So if you can see already, there's definition in her eyes. The eyes are well contoured in that sense. And this is just the first step. Now we're going to move into a more tapered kind of brush, and I'm going to go into a shade darker. So I'll probably go into this shade right here. Maybe tap a little bit of this as well because it's a nice brown. And then what I'm going to do again is I'm going to stick to the outside and then right in the crease. So what I'm doing is I'm taking that brush and I'm pressing it in, just stamping it in here into her crease. And then outside. And then I'm just going to blend that in. And maybe I don't want to use the same brush. I'll use another one. Depending on skin tone, if a person is darker skin tone, I would recommend that you take the dark shade and go all over the lid. That looks very, very nice. With her, I think, according to her face shape and everything, eye shape, this will look better where the darker shade is focused on the outside. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. And it's always a good idea, even for yourself, कि आप color एक brush से apply करें and blend it with another, because that way the blending is more even. And if you see, I'm actually, हालांकि यहाँ corner पे लगाया था, I am dragging it in all the way, just so that the eye retains its natural shape. और ये gap इतना ना लगे. I'm going to take a flatter brush and go in with this, what is this color called? It's called Pukey. It's called Pukey. It looks more poopy. I don't know why it's called Pukey. So isko leke, I'm just going to sort of put it on the center of her eye. So there's like a little bit of a lighter shade and darker than the transition, but lighter than the accent color. Again, I'm pulling up her eyebrow just to make sure I have that access to her lid space. And then for the rest of her lid, I'm going to go in with this really, really beautiful color called Queen. So I'm going to use this metallic sort of gold color, and it's called Queen. And I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm going to blend it into the rest of that जो pukey color था उसके अंदर, ताकि थोड़ा सा हम ऐसे करें ना कि अगर आप कहीं बाहर जा रही हो, if you're going to a wedding or something like that. You could stick with complete matte if it's not that kind of an event, but I think for a wedding थोड़ा सा glitter, थोड़ा सा metallic अच्छा ही लगता है. I know a lot of people think that with mature eyes and mature skin you shouldn't use metallic or glitters. This is not a glitter. This is just metallic, and I think it looks nice. I think it catches the light and kind of brings attention to the eyes in a flattering way. So there's nothing wrong with that. And again, I'm going to go in with my brush and blend it into the transition shade, into the crease like that. Again, something that a lot of our more mature ladies don't do is we don't have that concept कि under eye कभी करें, लेकिन basically अगर आप देखें कि ऊपर का किया हुआ है और नीचे बिल्कुल ही वो लग रहा है, imbalance लग रहा है. So you want to create balance. So I'll go back with those transition shades, and I'm going to use this shade, right here under lower lash line, and then the darker shades on the outer. And यहाँ जो edge पे है, I'm going to like connect the two. अब if you can see, इस वाली के देखें, right? थोड़ी सी balance आ गई है. So you want to do the same thing. Acha. Now what you could do is, if your mother, whoever, does like eyeliner and kajal, you can go in with kajal. There's nothing wrong with that. I know Ammi doesn't like it because क्यों नहीं आपको क्यों नहीं पसंद? Watery eyes हो जाती हैं, वो सारा फैलने लगता है, so she doesn't like that. So what we're going to do instead, I'm not even going to go with any specific kind of eyeliner because I like this very blown out kind of blended out look. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to use a brush like this that's like kind of flat from the top, and I'm going to go into a very dark brown, maybe mix it with a black eyeshadow, and then what I'm going to do is just stamp this shade color right on her waterline. And this is going to create a look of an eyeliner, but it's actually this eyeshadow. And it's also going to give the entire look a little bit more depth. And again, you might have to sort of tug at the eye. Agar aapko dry lag raha hai, then you can always spray your brush, if you want it to have more staying power. I'm not going to wing it out, doesn't really make sense. You see, it just creates this beautiful kind of eyeline. And I'm practically going into the eyelashes. The benefit of doing that is it also makes your eyelashes look a little thicker. Acha lag raha hai na? So it's not over. It's something that she's going to be comfortable with. That's something that's really important. You might think something looks really nice, but if your client, especially a mature client, is not happy with that, then what's the point of that? So I really do think that highlighter is great. There should be no like age limit on highlighter. I think it really does bring out illumination. So I'm going to definitely go in with highlighter, but I'll tell you how you want to go about it. Ek to we're gonna like just go right here on the tip of, like, not tip, but on the bridge of her nose. Then we're gonna go here, right? This part of her cheek is already kind of prominent, so we're just gonna go over here. Again, you please notice where I'm holding the brush from, the end of the barrel. I'm going to sort of go into that eyebrow area, kind of into her temple, but really I'm just very lightly grazing it. But if you can see, the highlight is there, but it looks like it's very, very natural, like her skin is glowing. We're lucky because she has this spot right here that's very obvious कि आपको लगाना कहाँ है. This is where I focused it. If you can see, it's not a full C, it's just kind of like a hook over here, and that's it. That's all I'm doing. You don't need to do the Cupid's bow. We don't really need to go into the forehead. She has a pretty pronounced forehead, so we don't need to bring more attention to it. You look in there, and then look the other side. So it's not overly metallic, obviously. And now we're going to do her eyelashes and lips, and then we'll be done. Alright, so I've curled her eyelashes, and we're going to go in with a good mascara. I'm going to be using Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. And we're going to go deep into the root and then wiggle upwards so that we can give her a lot of volume and length, both of which usually fade over time. लंबी eyelashes होती थी या नहीं?
मीडियम थी, बहुत ज़्यादा.
तो अब आपको लगता है कि कम होंगे?
कम होंगे.
So you can go into the ends to give them more volume, and then the lowers. I was going to do falsies on her, but she wasn't happy with that, so खैर. ये देखें, इस आँख में और उस आँख में कितना फर्क है. So mascara really makes a difference. अगर आपकी eyes water करती हैं तो आप waterproof कोशिश करें use करें. Okay, so now this is a step that I really recommend. We're basically done with the rest of the face and we come to the lips, and instead of just applying lipstick, I really recommend that you first go in with a lip liner, a well sharpened lip liner, क्योंकि obviously at this point lips की जो definition है, जो line है, वो बहुत कम हो जाती है, bleeding होने लगती है, bleeding in the sense that your lipstick starts to bleed. और generally भी इनकी जैसे lip line ये ऊपर वाली काफी कम है, especially compared to the lower one. So we're going to use this to balance it out. We're not going to really overline, लेकिन ये है कि इसको definition जरूर देंगे हम. We're going to go in with some lip balm first, क्योंकि इनके lips dry हो रहे हैं. So I'm going to go in and create the Cupid's bow. And then the lower one as well. The lip liner will also do is fill in. You can fill in your lips with it. तो आपकी lipstick जो है वो भी ज़्यादा long lasting हो जाती है. Now, if you have dry lips, I would not really recommend using something like matte liquid lipstick. I think she looks really good in pink, bright pink colors. So maybe using this. This is from Diana. This color I really like it. It's called Dragon Fruit. It's very bright pink. And if you want to sort of tone it down a bit, then there's this Sephora color, and this is number 5. And this is more of like a nudie pink. And what we can do is just kind of mix the two. And there you go. That's it. Ami is done. She looks 10 years younger because she doesn't like the hair like this. Lekin I like it. I think it looks really cool, like, you know, with her little skunk hair style on the top. Ami, आपको कैसा लग रहा है? मुझे honestly बताएं.
अच्छा लग रहा है बहुत.
Angles दिखाएं. अभी अब्बू को जाके दिखाएंगे. अब्बू ने कहा था अच्छा सा मेकअप करके लेकर आना. ताकि मैं याद रखूं. Abu's also traveling, so you know, Ammy's not going to be there. Ammi and Abu are going to miss their कौन सी वाली wedding anniversary है? 48th wedding anniversary, mashallah, this year, this December, and they're going to be apart from each other. They are. You're not going. He is. So khair, this was my video, and this was my beautiful mother. Mashallah, say she looks so good. Say mashallah if you think.
My beautiful daughter.
If you think she looks good, and if you like the video, if you felt like you learned something from it, if you're going to try it for, like, I think for mature skin, this is a great way to go about it. You don't need to do the heavy contour, you don't need to do the really heavy smoky eyes. You can do something like this, make their natural beauty come out, and you know, she just looks like she's ready to rock the town. So if you like this video, please do give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.